It's time for Dodger baseball.
What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. You can unclench those butt cheeks. I know that was a tough watch there. You had my man, Cardiac Kimbrel, driving Mr. Kimbrel's wild ride there in the end. Yes, it was a 9-minute delay. That's tough to bounce back, but he did make some big pitches at the end there. The Dodgers, they get the dub. The offense did just enough. Mookie Betts gave a nice little insurance run, got a home run there late in this one. You saw Mookie Betts, he was able to go deep late there in the bottom of the 8th, and he had been on a 2-for-34 streak at that point. But the Dodgers get it done. But the lead tonight is Tony Gonsolin. We're going to talk about the Catman, break down his outing, talk about this Dodgers offense that continues to struggle, their inability to manufacture runs and get that clutch base hit when you have runners in scoring position. Also, Gavin Lux's defense, it was a little suspect tonight. We're going to talk about whether or not he's a defensive liability. I mean, they actually marked that. Ruled that Trout hit there was actually a base hit. And look, I mean, that's a play where you got to let Cody Bellinger do his thing, try to make a diving, sliding Cody Bellinger catch there. We'll talk about his defense, also the error he had in the 6th inning as well. We're going to break this entire game down, but the first thing I want to know from you guys is, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your confidence level in Cardiac Kimbrel? Because you saw the issue with Craig Kimbrel is when he goes out there and he's unable to get ahead in the count. That really is something that hurts him. Toward, he falls behind the count. He does get the strikeout later in the at-bat. And then with Mike Trout, he gets ahead in the count, and he kind of misses with that four-seam fastball where he's able to get the single. And then really when it comes to Craig Kimbrel, it's about his inability to get the glove side, that glove side fastball command, and really it's just hurting him right now. But we're going to talk about this entire outing, but I want to get your takes down below in the comment section. How do you guys feel? Were you guys worried? Were you guys worried after Jared Walsh hit that one 10,000 miles for that foul ball there? That first pitch, 97-mile-per-hour fastball in the outer half, and he hits one in foul territory in right field. I was thinking of that Matt Vasgersian call where he's like, he went to Jared. I was having flashbacks of that. But here's jumping in the comment section. 0 trust from EB. Kimbrel equals 4 from Alex Renteria. Luck's defense is terrible. That's from Craig Osterberg. We got Craig Osterberg at 7. What it do, D-Mac? I just smashed that like button. Let's go, Tony the Gonslinger. Yeah, it's the Gonslinger, right? Tony the Gonslinger. And I think at this point, I mean, look, it's not even a debate whether or not he's going to be in the All-Star game. The only question now is he going to be the All-Star game starter? Because we know Sandy Alcantara is one of the best starters in the game, and he's a guy that has him on innings. There's no question about that. But, hey, it is in Los Angeles, and Tony Gonsolin is a guy that he's really had a magical season. Like I said, his time is meow. He is for real, and you saw what he was able to do tonight with that four-seam fastball. I think that was really the big takeaway for me in his outing this evening was how he used that four-seam fastball. 5 of his 6 punch outs came via that four-seamer. He was using it up in the zone, elevating it, and he was mixing up those pitches with the splitter, with the slider, with the changeup, changing those eye levels. A lot of times on some of those four-seam fastball strikeouts, you saw him going with the splitter, low and away on the previous pitches. And I think with Tony Gonsolin, yeah, it's just it's something really special. I mean, it's something really special, and you're seeing the improvement with the glove side command as well for him. He's not nibbling. He's attacking the zone. He's pounding the zone. He's throwing strikes. He has so much confidence out there, but it's not a question as to whether or not he'll be an all-star. The only question now is, will he be starting in the all-star game? And if he can sustain this, now, mind you, it is still early, but if he can sustain this, he'll definitely receive some Cy Young votes, and it could be Tony Gonsolin at the end of the season. You never know, because Tony Gonsolin, if you look at his numbers right now, they're very impressive, especially for a guy that was one of the most maligned starters in all of baseball heading into this season. You had Dodger fans calling him out, saying that he wasn't that guy, saying that he was some back-end trash and that he was going to be effective out there with the Dodgers. Well, not only has he been effective as a back-end starter, he has been the Dodgers' best starting pitcher. He's been their most dependable and reliable pitcher this season, and the numbers, they back that up. So you got to love what you're seeing for Tony Gonsolin. If you look at his numbers on the year after this start, a 1.42 ERA, that's first in all of Major League Baseball. .82 WHIP, that's good for second, and opponents hitting 147 off of him. So Tony Gonsolin, he's been outstanding. The Gunslinger is for real, and I want all your thoughts. Do you guys believe that he can sustain this? Now, if you look deep into his numbers, at some of his BABIP, some of his he's still missing barrels, inducing soft contact at an elite level, but he might be due for a little regression at some point. And I do like the fact that, he's so used to getting outs. He's such an outs-getting machine that in the third inning, he walks off there, and he thinks he's got the third out, and you got the dugout telling him it's 2 outs. So that was cool. He's like, my bad. But here, let's jump back into this comment section. Here we go. We got 7. This is your trust level in cardiac Kimbrel. By the way, you got to like Craig Kimbrel, man. He makes you drink either way, whether it's if he's doing bad or if he's doing good, and you celebrate. You're going to be drinking either way, and to me, yeah, it's kind of painful to watch him out there. Not just because it looks like he's stuck in a pillory or anything like that. It's just, when he's missing the zone, he doesn't have that command. He's falling behind in counts, and you see opposing hitters sitting on that fastball, and they know that he has to land that curveball at the bottom of the zone. And when he's not doing that, he's not a tremendously dynamic pitcher. He's not a guy that has other clubs in his bag, so to speak. He's a guy that really relies on the electricity of that four-seam fastball, hitting his spots, getting ahead in the count. But give him a lot of credit for his ability to bounce back, because it's got to be difficult for a closer to bounce back after a 9-minute delay after Nate Tomlinson got hit in the eye there with Mike Trout's shattered bat, and he leaves the game. By the way, I'm pretty sure Chris Taylor, if he was the umpire, would have finished that game, because CT3, Clutch Taylor, he's as tough as it gets. But seriously, that was serious. I'm glad that no one was hurt there. But so for him to bounce back, and he still ends up striking out the side in the inning. He had 3 punch-outs and 1 inning of work. Did give those 2 hits, the single to Mike Trout, and in that case, you're looking if Gavin Lux lays off and he clears the way for Cody Bellinger to make a sliding catch attempt, it's going to be a tough play. But, Cody Bellinger, we've seen him make that play. You know what I say about Cody Bellinger? He covers more ground than a Roomba in a mansion, and he's a guy that can make that play in that situation. Then you're looking at 2 outs. So Gavin Lux's defense was a little suspect tonight. Is he a liability with the glove? Let me know down below in the comment section. Do you think that Gavin Lux is a liability with the glove? Here we go. We got probably a 6 from Ruben Edwards, Iris K, a 7. By the way, let me know where you represent Dodgers Nation from today. If you haven't yet, give us those cities, zip codes, area codes, because we always want to see on this show who is watching from the furthest away, because we got people all over the globe, Australia, China, Mexico, you never know. So confidence in Kimbrel's 3 from Neil. Verdell Newsom Gonsolin was great. Again, Mookie's homer was good, but the rest of the team made me yawn 50 times. Yeah, I felt like watching that team. The team's inability to manufacture runs and how putrid they've been with runners in scoring position. At this point, they've got to be in their head a little bit, because the approach is not there. Early on in the game, you saw Cody Bellinger with some just non-competitive at-bats. You got to give the Dodgers credit after Noah Syndergaard. Remember when he was mad at the Dodgers when he was with the Mets back in 2019? He was a Thor loser. I remember that. But you got to give the Dodgers credit, their ability to kind of get that pitch count up, because the first 3 innings, Syndergaard, he was cruising. He threw 29 pitches through the first 3, and then in that 4th inning, the Dodgers, they forced him to throw 40 pitches. He had 5 3-ball counts, but only 1 run to show for it, and you saw in that at-bat at the end, Cody Bellinger with the bases loaded, he strikes out on 3 pitches, and it just, they know how to attack him. Slider, bottom of the zone, down and in, a change-up, bottom of the zone, change-up, bottom of the zone. He had an embarrassing strikeout later in the game where his booty was out, and he's just trying to swing it at it. He looks like a T-ball player. It was not pretty for Cody Bellinger, and I think at this point, yeah, you wish for the best. He's down to 204, and I hate the fact that the standard and how we recalibrated these expectations for Cody Bellinger to the point where the time is meow, Juice Narrows. I think we got to make a T-shirt. I shouldn't have said that. I could just retire out that T-shirt, right? The time is meow, the great Catsby. Hey, like I said, he tried to leave the game. He tried to leave the inning in the 3rd because he thought there were 3 outs, but he was mistaken. There was actually only 2 outs, but hey, nobody is perfect, right? No, guys, I can do this all day. I'm going to give myself a finish him. Gonsolin, hey, Gordon Ames. Gonsolin is my boy, Bueller who? I like that. Blue Magic. Hey, Blue Magic, how you been, my man? He says, Tony stuck me out. I like it. That's what I'm talking about. He gets so many strike. Tonight he had 6 strike me outs. That's wrong. 5 out of 10 on Kimbrel. That is from Hector Soriano. Iris K, thank you, Tony, on behalf of all Dodgers Nation. Iris K, I think you speak for all of us when you tell Tony Smokes, the great Catsby, how thankful Dodger fans are that he's been able to perform so well. Where would this Dodgers rotation, where would this Dodgers team be if it weren't for Tony Gonsolin? Because in each of his starts this season, he's allowed 2 runs or less. Yes, 2 runs or less in each of his starts this year. He has a minuscule 1.42 ERA. And I'm telling you, another dub for Tony Gonsolin. You got to feel great for the guy who last year he dealt with the injuries. He had the shoulder inflammation. He had the postseason issues, an ERA over 9 in October, but I think he was mismanaged. I think that did stunt his growth a little bit. I think it did hurt his confidence. And right now, he is pitching like one of the most confident pitchers in all of Major League Baseball. You see his ability to speed up hitters and slow down hitters and work all 4 quadrants. And I think, like I said, tonight, it was impressive the way he was able to generate that swing and miss with that 4-seam fastball. And one of the reasons he was able to do that was the pitch sequencing. And like you saw in some of those at-bats, the first one to Walsh, the pitch before that strikeout where he strikes him out with that fastball at the top of the zone, you get the splitter low in the zone on the previous pitch. So imagine if you're a hitter and you see that all-world splitter, his splitty that has that split change, is such a unique pitch, that's low and away, and you're kind of on your heels, and you get a 93-mile-per-hour heater up in the zone, you're fooled. So like I said, the pitch sequencing has been fantastic with Tony Gonsolin. Give some credit to Will Smith for calling a great game as well. But also, how about Clayton Kershaw? I mean, a lot has been made. You talk to a lot of people, and Clayton Kershaw has definitely built a relationship with Tony Gonsolin and has kind of given him some pointers on how to stay in the game longer. And tonight was the first out that he had ever recorded since September 15th, 2020. So definitely, I mean, that's big for starting pitchers in this day and age when you don't have guys really facing the order 3 or 4 times. Of course not. So, getting deep in the games is definitely a major accomplishment with the way pitchers are utilized these days. But back to the comment section, guys. Give me your fire takes, guys. I want your thoughts on Gavin Lux's defense. What do you think is wrong with this Dodgers offense? Because once again, they scored 2 runs, one of them via a bases loaded walk by Justin Turner there in the 4th inning, and then Mookie Betts, he hits his 17th home run of the game in the 8th, but not much else. And then how about this? I mean, you had Chris Taylor. Who, I mean, he's been steady. Chris Taylor, he ends up going 1 for 3. And we're gonna talk about that inning, but in a second here, where Chris Taylor doubled, he steals 3rd, and they're unable to cash in. That was with no outs. But here, let's jump back in the comments section. By the way, if you have not yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you really want to support the channel, smash that like button. Like I said, this is your show. I'm just hosting it, the man of the fan, here to get your takes, your perspective on all things Dodgers baseball. And by the way, if you have any friends that are Dodger fans, any family that are Dodger fans, tell them to hit that subscribe button too. We're giving away tons of giveaways the next few months too, guys. A lot of exciting stuff happening here at Dodgers Nation. But I don't think teams, Gavin, Blue Magic, Gavin us errors. I mean, hey, like I always say, he's Gavin a good season at the plate. But I like that. Blue Magic, you're on fire tonight. So I'm gonna leave the fire sound. I never thought Lux was that guy from Gary A. What up, Gary A? Dylan Hare, Lux right now maybe, but I have faith in him improving. La Quinta here. The South Bay D-Mac. What up, Alex Renteria? Reppin' from Palmdale. As I'm Gavin Lux equals the big hype from EB. Neil, Cody probably did not want Lux to injure him in a collision like he did last year. Yeah, I mean, you remember that play where he cracked his rib, right, when he was playing in left field, and the different situation here is that he's playing in the infield. So, yeah, I mean, he does feel a little reckless at times, and you wonder about those instincts. I mean, his instincts and his feel for defensively, but in his defense too, you have to also consider the fact that they have him in the outfield at times. They have him in the infield at times. Last year we saw he had a runway at second base, and then after Corey Seager, Mr. Paper Mache, he goes down with that injury and breaks his hand. Who's the guy who hit him? Detweiler of the Marlins. After he goes down, he fills in at shortstop. So I think that a little continuity would help him as well too. But yeah, I mean, just not crisp, and you want to try to limit those errors. I mean, we see him do some throwing errors this year, have some throwing errors at second. But yeah, definitely. Amaya not ready from Kennedy Jackson. Belly is becoming a trade piece. Gregory, he still has a full other year of arbitration left, and I think Cody Bellinger. I mean, I do think there would be teams out there that would be interested, but you also have to factor in too. I mean, is he a non-tender candidate after this season? Because you're not going to get less, right? So I mean, the Dodgers are going to want to pay him $16 million for a Mendoza line hitter that can give you an occasional home run. I mean, I think for Cody Bellinger's sake, he's a guy that you want to see find a way get to that 250, 260 batting average and get that OPS up and hit for power. But I think that there's also, I mean, like I said, you guys know I bring my facts to the fight, and yeah, I mean, when it comes to Cody Bellinger, a lot of people, oh yeah, he's what he can do with his defense, and yes, his defense, he's an above average center fielder, make no mistake about it, and he makes it look easy when he covers a lot of territory and gets the balls. But when you look at his jumps, when you look at his first step to balls, and it has gone down just a bit. I mean, right now he's in the 70th percentile in outs above average, 39th percentile in outfield their jump. So his defense actually has taken a little bit of hit, and it's only going to get worse as he gets older because of the athleticism required to play that center field position. You even had Cody Bellinger already talking about playing first base later in his career. But at this point, I don't necessarily see him as a trade chip because I think it's more likely if he's going to leave the Dodgers, it'll be after the season as a non-tender candidate. I know that's crazy to think considering he was the 2019 MVP, hit 47 bombs that season. But here we go. This is my primary gig, my man EB. Rod Wells, Braves Beta. Wait a minute. Is that like a new person? Braves Beta. Braves 14 games in a row and still in second place. I hate to say it, but Belly might be washed. That's from Savage Wolf Gaming. Yeah, I mean he's not looking really good at the plate right now. There's no question about it, but he's a guy that, just when you want to give up on him, he'll get you that double, get you that home run. So, I mean, I know I got some Belly Evers on here, me being one of them. I'm still pulling for the guy. Great dude. Like Dave Vassay is a heart of gold. I mean, he's very popular in the clubhouse. And like I said, he can play that center field position very well. Yeah, I mean, you kind of look back. I mean, Craig Kimbrel tonight kind of gave you a scare. What if, they make a move on Belly and you got A.J. Pollock can play left, and you got Chris Taylor that can play center field. So, I mean, interesting. Belly Ben Wash asks from Junior, we need a new closer. It's simple as that, Javier. Look, I think when it comes to Craig Kimbrel, it is all about that command. What I always say, if you want to be the man, you have to have the command. And tonight, falling behind in counts, that is what gets him into trouble. His inability to land that breaking ball is when he really, like I said, gets himself into trouble. But he was able to make up for it in that first at-bat to Ward. He falls behind, misses high with the fastball up out of the zone. And then the Trout pitch, he has him down the count 0-2. So he has Trout down 0-2, fastball right in the heart of the plate, and then he's able to hit the corner low and away with that curveball. But then he misses with that glove side command on 3 straight pitches. Misses with the four-seam away, and then the curveball low and away. And on the 6th pitch of the at-bat, he goes fastball in the inner half, and Trout, he just gets his bat on, his elite barrel control, and that's a play that Cody Bellinger could have made. So in that situation, if Bellinger makes that play, Dodgers are just 1 out away from a clean inning. And, hey, the bottom line is, Craig Kimbrel, who's struggled with just allowing runs and hits when he's been out there, would have just gone away with potentially a clean inning. But the next batter that I think really threw him off, because Craig Kimbrel's a guy who he relies on that adrenaline. He relies on that closer's role to get up and get ready to pitch, and that's just kind of how some of these closers are. That's kind of how they're wired. And first pitch after the delay, you got a nice piece of hitting by Shohei Ohtani, not even the worst pitch. Left it a little up there on that curveball low and away, but Ohtani, he gets his barrel on it, and he is able to double to right center, and then that gives the Angels runners on second and third with 1 out. And then the at-bat to Duffy, that's where the control issues really persisted. First pitch, he misses low with the curveball, misses again with the fastball, and then he gets 2 strikes, 1 looking, 1 swinging, and then he misses again, low and away. So like I said, that glove side command is the issue. When you're watching Craig Kimbrel moving forward, look at that glove side command. That, of course, is the part of the zone where you see that glove, right, where his glove is. So to righties and to lefties. So I think to righties. So I think if you're Craig Kimbrel, I mean, you got to give him credit. He was bases loaded situation with a 2-run lead there. And the first pitch to Walsh, everyone thought that could have been a grand slam, and he's able to bounce back, and he gets that. He's able to get him swinging with that breaking ball low and in. I think that was a great pitch, well executed. That was probably his best pitch of the night there, that knuckle curve bottom of the zone. And then Stassi, he gets him swinging with the fastball bottom of the zone. So that is how Craig Kimbrel likes to pitch. He likes to work the bottom of the zone, but this is a game of inches, and when he's missing, he can get himself into trouble. But yeah, I do think that some of the swing and miss, I mean, you got to feel pretty good about the fact that, I mean, he got him with that well-executed fastball, froze him there at the end of the game. So I think that the delay hurt Kimbrel, and I think the fact that, I mean, the bad defensive looks, but still not perfect. I mean, it's a tough top of the lineup, and you got two of the best hitters in Ohtani and Trout. But let's jump back in the comment section. Do you have faith that Kimbrel will become a more dependable reliever for the Dodgers this year? But Dodgers get Luis Castillo, Zed Productions. What up, Zed? You know I'm working on that. You know I'm doing my LeVar Ball because I'm trying to speak it into existence, okay? So I'm trying to do that with Luis Castillo. I definitely think there's no question that the Dodgers, they're not in I know what Andrew Friedman said, and Andrew Friedman is a very smart man. He's an astute president of baseball operations, one of the best in the game, and he's not going to try to give away any leverage, especially to the media. So I think when it comes to him saying that the Dodgers are not going to look to trade to try to fill Buehler's spot or try to trade for a starting pitcher, I don't believe that at all whatsoever. I mean, you know there's been talks, you know there's been negotiations, you know feelers have been sent out. That's how this game is played. And if there's not, then that's bad because that means at the very least the Dodgers aren't doing their diligence. So, look, I mean, I think what's going to happen is when it comes to Luis Castillo and all these guys, the Padres, they're competing with the Dodgers in this division, and probably with Luis Castillo, maybe you'll see him go to the Padres, or Ken Rosenthal will report he went to the Padres and he'll end up with the Dodgers. Who knows? But, no, I think when it comes to some of these trade pieces, by the way, look out. I'm dropping tons of trade videos coming up, man. I've been hard at work talking to a bunch of people, trying to get as much info as I can about the trade deadline that's not too far away, August 2nd. But I think the Dodgers got to start earlier than later this season. But here we go. Trout is made of glass from Iris K. Enjoy your first Dodger game, Sammy. Yeah, first Dodger game. Let me get you a Let's Go Dodgers. Another game where they leave the bases loaded. Yeah, Frankie Montas greater than signed Luis Castillo. That's from Mr. Cat. Look, I think that, just look at the success that Tony, I think that what makes me most excited is to see with Connor McGinnis and Mark Pryor and this Dodgers pitching staff and this Dodgers pitching coaching development staff, what they can do with a guy like Montas and a guy like Castillo, because I think they are elite coaching away from really establishing themselves as top-end starters and really fully realizing their potential. And you see the success that Gonsolin's had with his splitty. Just look at Frankie Montas, because his splitty is absurd too. It's filthy, and that's why I call him Filthy Frankie. I'm thinking some nicknames for maybe Frankenstein and have the K capitalized. I don't know. I'm working out some stuff just in case. You guys know you got to have the nicknames on deck for these guys. Here we go. Yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, no, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Mookie Betts. D-Mac, do you think teams are throwing fastballs when the Dodgers struggling against them? Yeah, you're seeing the Dodgers struggle with fastballs away, breaking balls away, and look, they're trying to maintain their approach, which is you don't want to expand the zone. You want to do what they did and force Noah Syndergaard to throw 40 pitches in that inning, but on the same token, you have to be aggressive when you have pitches in the zone that you can drive, because yes, getting a pitcher's pitch count up is a good thing, but when you're leaving pitches down that you can drive and you're not offering at them, that's when it gets a bit concerning. Because, look, there's been a big drop-off in home runs for the Dodgers this year compared to years past. I think they're heading into tonight, they're 11th or 12th in the league, and they've been top 3, top 4 for the past 4 or 5 seasons. They were first with 118 bombs in 2020. But it was good to see Mookie Betts have a home run, because I was worried, because on the Dodgers Nation postgame show, when he hits a slump, we don't call him Mookie, we call him Marcus, and I get a lot of you guys calling him all kinds of bad names like Dookie Butts or whatever it may be, you know what I mean. I'm going to my first Dodger game tomorrow. Hey, Sammy, hope you have a great time because Dodger Stadium is a special place. And if you're going to the game for the first time, you should check out our Dodger Stadium parking guide on our Dodgers Nation YouTube channel and get the secret parking spaces. You can get the secret tips and tricks. Also, check out our Dodger Stadium secrets video. So whoever you're going with, you can impress them with all your stories of Dodger Stadium. So be sure to check that out over at DodgersNation.com, YouTube.com/DodgersNationTV. Ship Lux and McKinstry. That's interesting, carnivorous lunar activity, because based on some people I've talked to, Lux is a potential contingency plan in the event that Trey Turner signs elsewhere. And I don't think that right now the Dodgers and Trey Turner have anything going on. With the Dodgers informed Trey Turner before the season they weren't going to offer him a contract extension, and you've heard the rumors that he wants to end up in the East Coast. I've kind of held true at this point that I think that Trey Turner feels like a Baltimore Oriole. I don't know. I had a dream about it, and I just feel like that way ever since. And you know how fast he is. Tonight he was able to get an infield single. His 107th of his career, I believe, which leads all of Major League Baseball since 2017, and that's a big part of his game. So if you look at his sprint speed, 30.3 feet per second, that is absolutely elite. 107 infield singles since 2017. If that part of his game starts to decline as he ages, it makes you wonder, will he be the same player? And then you also factor in some of his postseason issues. I think you pay Trey if the contract is right, but another guy I'm trying to will, I like me some Xander Bogaerts. I've been talking to some of my Boston peeps around these interwebs, around this Twitterverse, and they're selling me on Xander Bogaerts. I have a Boston guy he's pretty connected. His theory is that they're going to announce a mid-season extension with him, but I don't truly believe that. But I miss Kike and Jock. That's from Jock. That's from IB Strokin. Nando 390. Where the mods at? Okay. That's I can block people now, guys. I got the block ability. So let me know if you want me to block someone. Yeah, I mean, my mom was in the chat the other day talking about, calling Gabe Kapler Babe Kapler, and that she wants a Kapler cam that's focused on Gabe Kapler the whole game. I just blocked my mom on this, so I can block anyone's my point. Here we go. D-Mac needs an intern to read the chat. Interesting. Who guys? Give me the name, guys. Look, man. The dun 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 dun. I'm gonna get a sound like the police song, like dun 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 dun. Trey Devers and Verdugo. Devers gonna sign there. I feel like Devers is going to sign with the Red Sox. Verdugo really having a subpar season so far. Who's the best closer in the game? I think they all have problems. I mean, look, even Hader blew a save a few weeks ago, right? I mean, last week. So, yeah, I mean, you're not going to have 84 straight saves like Eric Gagne, right? Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, who do you guys want me to okay. Like I said, I mean, this is the beauty of this show, guys. Like, a lot of these shows out there, they censor people. You can't say what you want, and the host will just want to have an echo chamber where they just have the same opinions. But I like having different opinions as well. So as long as someone's not harassing someone or doing something like that, but let me know. Doug, we should have kept Jansen. That's from Missing Kenley from Sports Cards Report. I think that, look, at the end of the day, if you look at Kenley Jansen, he's also a guy that's blown some saves as well. And Kenley Jansen is a guy that, look, I mean, we all know how good Kenley Jansen is. We all know that Kenley Jansen is a Dodger legend because he's the Dodgers' all-time saves leader, right? I mean, Kenley Jansen is a guy that had some big moments with this club. There's no question about it. 350 saves in his career, but he also has had some blown saves with the Braves this year. Currently in Atlanta, a 3.25 ERA, at the 136 ERA plus, 38 punch-outs to 8 walks, a .904 whip. Yeah, Kenley, his strikeout numbers are up a little. The walks are down. So, yeah, Kenley is having a pretty decent season. But, like I said, the Dodgers weren't going to wait for Kenley Jansen. Kenley Jansen was going to wait for the Dodgers to free up money to try to bring him back. There was some communication there with Kenley and the Dodgers before he ultimately signed with the Braves. But, look, at the end of the day, trade vids. At the end of the day, yeah, I'd be struggling. The trade vids are coming. Trust me, they're coming, man. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to Kenley and Kimbrel, I think Kimbrel, like I said, the velocity is still where you want it to be. Still pumping 97, 98 at times. It's just about being more consistent with being able to land that curveball for strikes. And I think, look, tonight is a game that we could see, you could conceivably see where Kenley Jansen would falter in that same situation. So Kenley this year, 3.25 ERA, it's still up. And then Kimbrel, hey man, he got the job done tonight. And I think, I don't think he's been used entirely properly. But hey, he's a 4.42 ERA. Your numbers are what you say you are. That FIP is at 2.49. So I think Craig Kimbrel is a guy that he's very close to having it click. As long as, like I said, hopefully he builds upon tonight, has that confidence to know that, hey, I can get myself out of a jam. I can still get that swing and miss stuff late in an inning. And I like the emotion from Craig Kimbrel. I think that this could really open things up for him. The audio's broken? Do you think it's time to trade for a closer? No, I don't think the Dodgers are going to be in the market for a closer. Is my audio messed up? Here we go. Should have booed him. Maybe another day out for Thursday. We'll give him a shot at the arm. Yeah, Deborah, I think the off days are going to help definitely for sure this whole team. And I think the offense, they look tired, they look fatigued. You saw they were able to. Let's kind of break down this game a little bit. Let me see if my offense is my Kimbrel is way better than Jansen. I'm going to the stadium Friday. They allow small bags in those special rubber seats. That's a good question. Audio's fine. Okay, thank you. Yankees versus Dodgers World Series 2022. By the way, we did something on Twitter that I asked you guys over on Twitter. Name the most random Dodger you can think of. And that was a pretty fun one. So if you guys want to throw in some random Dodger in the comments, that'd be pretty fun. But yeah, you saw tonight. The Dodgers, they really struggle with runners in scoring position. And I think that, sometimes when this team struggles is their ability to get clutch base hits. Some of that's approach, some of that's situational hitting. But if you look at, just look at the inning right there in the bottom of the fifth inning. So bottom of the fifth inning, Chris Taylor, he hits that leadoff double, then he steals third, and Dodgers still couldn't bring him home. And they originally ruled that was a foul ball, but then they reviewed it. The Dodgers, they challenged it. They ruled that it hit the chalk on the line, and they overturned and they give the Dodgers he earned it, but the Dodgers get a leadoff double there, and then Chris Taylor, he steals third on Noah Syndergaard. Terrible at holding runners there, so great heads-up play by CT3. And then Lux, he hits one hard, but with the infield playing in, Lux grounds to second for the first out, and then CT3, he was still at third, and they just weren't able to bring him home. And then you look at the next batter after Gavin Lux, Mookie Betts. He strikes out swinging on a slider low and away for the second out. And then Freeman, he goes down swinging on a four-seam fastball away. So the Dodgers, those fastballs away, those breaking balls away, and fastballs, they're struggling to get their bat to it. And I think a lot of that has to do with some fatigue. And I think just overall, they kind of just mechanically in the box, you have to be aggressive. You have to find pitches that you can drive. And you don't want to get down in the count early. You look at the Betts at bat. He fouls off a changeup, fouls off a slider, just like that. He's not in a hitter's count. He's down the hole 0-2. Freddie Freeman, he misses. He offers at the fastball, high in the zone, up in the zone, and then he falls behind 0-1. So you want to see them get themselves into better hitters counts so they can get some pitches they can drive. And that was another example there. But for the Dodgers not to come through there in that situation, at that point, they were 0 for 5 in the game with runners in scoring position and 18 for 99 on the month with runners in scoring position. That's a 182 batting average. That's the third worst in all of Major League Baseball. So that tells you right there the Dodgers aren't able to get that timely clutch base hit when they need it right now, and that's a lot of the reason why they're struggling. But here's the good news. They're 38-23, and they're tied for first place in the NL West, and as long as they find a way to get out of this funk and get this offense turned around, they're going to be in a good place. But lots of questions with the starting rotation. Of course, Buehler goes down with the injury. Do you guys think that Buehler is going to still be able to have an impact this season? But here, I want to read these random Dodgers. By the way, my random Dodger, I'm going to go with Will Ferrell. Yeah, Will Ferrell counts, guys. Will Ferrell, he pitched in spring training. Will Ferrell is a random Dodger. Okay, fine. I'll go Mark Grzelcyk. Here's a bonus question. Without looking, spell Mark Grzelcyk. Mark Grzelcyk. I'll give you a Let's Go Dodgers. But here we go. Greatest Dodger of all time. Benny the Jet Rodriguez. I like that one. It can be fictional. I respect that one. We got bet's going to be Belly in 2 to 3 years. That's a hot take, so I'll give you the Flames. We got the should the Dodgers call up Miguel Vargas or trade for another third baseman after this season due to JT becoming a free agent after this season? Well, it's a good question. The organization is very high on Miguel Vargas, so he's a guy that, man, he's a great bat. Man, he's raking down in AAA. He's a guy that's bat to ball skills are at a major league level already, in my opinion. I want to see him get an opportunity to show what he can do in the show. And look, man, at some point, if the middle of the order, we're talking Muncy, and we're talking, I think Will Smith's at a good place. I think he's going to produce, but will Muncy find it? Because after that big hit where he owned Tony La Russa, he struggled since then. He's gone like 1 for 10 since that at bat. So he's a guy that still hasn't found it. And what I tell you, it takes more than one game to get in the slump and more than one game to get out of a slump. And Max Muncy is a prime example of that. Then on top of that, Justin Turner, he was able to get a base hit. You saw against the Giants there late in the game, and was able to draw that walk tonight, so he's still contributing. But the Dodgers are lacking slug in the middle of that lineup. And Miguel Vargas, yeah, he's a very interesting possibility at some point. But Greg Maddox, so here's your random Dodgers. We're going Gary A goes Babe Ruth. That's fair. He was a coach. Soon Kim, Greg Maddox. Hey, the great Greg Maddox, the Dodgers legend. I still can't believe Greg Maddox slided the Dodgers like he did and didn't go into Cooperstown as a Dodger. Shame on you, Greg. Should have gone to Todd Zeal. I used to love Todd Zeal. Deuce Narrows. We got Andrew Jones. You're trying to ruin my night. Can you please give me a trigger warning if you're going to mention Andrew Jones? Andrew Jones was an absolute bust for the Dodgers, man. They actually end up cutting him the following season just to make some space. But hey, Andrew Jones, if it kind of led to the Dodgers getting Manny Ramirez. So, hey, there's that. But, yeah, Andrew Jones, he was atrocious with the Dodgers. A 35 OPS plus for L.A. Eric Young, EY, that's for Gary A. Raul Mondesi, man, I'm just a couple feet away from a game-used Raul Mondesi bat. I'll tell you that story one day, but I was sitting in the stands, and his bat kind of flew at my head and basically almost killed me in the game of the bat. Eric Karros, EK. Steve Yeager was a tough dude. Dave Anderson. We got Wilbur Robinson, Jason Schmidt. He was a huge buzz. Yeah, Jason Schmidt, he was terrible. By the way, my theory on Jason Schmidt is he looks like Charlie Brown. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree? But yeah, Jason Schmidt, he was atrocious with the Dodgers. He got paid more. He got paid $1 million, more than $1 million to start. He ended up signing that $47 million deal, made just 10 starts for the Dodgers, ended up with a 6.02 ERA. He was terrible. Oh, it's cutting out. Man, I don't know. Man, I really don't know why that happens. My mic's cutting out. Let's give the bomb of that. Yeah, I'm always switching it up here. And D. Gordon, D-Mac is underrated. Hey, it's cutting off a bit. Interesting. I think, I'm going to find out what's up with that. I think it's Brett Tomko, Austin Barnes, Frank McCourt, Ron Say. Oh, man. So did the audio just start cutting out? Let me know. Find out what's going on with that. Willie Davis, James Loney, LOL, Davey Lopes, Manny Machado, Adrian Gonzalez, Brett Tomko. Yeah, you guys are going off. I told you this is fun. Backup catcher Tom Prince, Jose Offerman. These are all good, man. These are all gold guys. Travis d'Arnaud, man. He had a cup of coffee with the Dodgers, right? I mean, Manny Mota, interesting. I'm actually interviewing Jose Mota tomorrow, so we have to look out for that. Jose Mota is coming to the studio. I'm excited about that. Matt Kemp should have won MVP. Absolutely, especially when you consider the fact that, especially when you consider the roads, man. Yeah, Matt Kemp, no question. 2011 should have won MVP. 39 home runs, 126 RBI. Yeah, a 986 OPS. Yeah, for sure, he should have won the 2011 MVP. Yordan Alvarez, Mark Ellis. We got Dusty Baker, Tommy Lasorda from Deborah Young. All right, man, you guys are fine. Jeff Kent, I mean, you guys are bringing it. Yeah, but yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. I mean, Ryan Braun. He was Royden Braun. 408 San Jose, trade for Jose Abreu, Mike Scioscia. According to my sources, Madres fans are still parading around the streets due to being able to stay tied. Nomar, Juan Pierre, Greg Brock, Hideo Nomo, California Comment, Dave Lopes. Yeah, man, this is a fun game, man. We could do this next time. But, yep, guys, the Dodgers, they get the dub. L.A. gets the win. Tony Gonsolin, he was sensational again. He was fantastic. 6 punch-outs again for Tony 6 punch-outs for Tony Smokes. He ends up getting the win. I don't know about you guys. Not a big wins and losses, guys. We could do a whole thing. But he improves to 8-0 on the year. He allowed no runs on 1 hit, had 6 punch-outs, 2 walks, 86 pitches, 55 for strikes, a 1.42 ERA. That is the lowest in all of Major League Baseball. 15 swings and misses. So Tony Gonsolin, he was fantastic. He was cat-tastic once again. And then how about Craig Ferguson? We didn't talk about Craig Ferguson because he comes in that 7th inning, and he's starting to find a little bit better command. .2 ER, he pitches 2/3 of an inning today, gets out of that inning in just 7 pitches, 5 strikes. So improved command for Caleb Ferguson. You got to give him a lot of credit. I think that not a lot of people talk about what he was able to do tonight, but I think Craig Ferguson, and he's a Caleb Ferguson, sorry, late night TV fan. Caleb Ferguson, he's a guy that, he's got some filthy stuff, man. And you remember what he did in 2020? He was outstanding for the Dodgers before he got hurt. So he goes in there, and the velo still climbing up there. He topped out at over 95 miles per hour on the velocity. And, he was able to get some soft contact. He got Walsh to ground to short. He got Stassi to pop to first. And then Daniel Hudson. I mean, what more can you say about Daniel Hudson? I mean, he's an absolute beast. Got Marsh to strike out with that 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Velasquez, he gets him swinging with the 14 fastball, and then he gets Rengifo to line to second. He's been the Dodgers' best high-leverage guy, and he continues to impress this season. And then also, one thing I want to say, too, is I do like the fact that I saw my man Yency Almonte. He was up there. Here we go. Got more. Jeff Shaw, that's from Juice Narrows. We got Brad Penny from Iris K. Mike Marshall from Pound for Pound. We got Eric Davis from Gary B. Gary A. Joe Ferguson. We got Jeff Kent. Jeff Kent, by the way, has anyone ever looked like a cop more than Jeff Kent? I mean, this guy looks like he's built for a police movie. Chan-Ho Park. By the way, who remembers the Chan-Ho Park? Go look it on YouTube. I don't want to say it, but that idea. Oh, man. Okay, this is the part of the show where we just kind of like fall off the cliff. So let me just land this plane right here and get out of here. But, guys, the Dodgers get Nathan Eovaldi. Interesting, because he might be included in a video that's coming up pretty soon. But Red Sox are actually winning. So Derek Lowe, we got Belly, would be a good designated outfielder. Yeah, designated outfielder and have him bat 10th, right? Is that what you're saying? Yasiel Puig. Hudson has 5 saves this season, too. We don't need another closer. He can do it if needed. But look, this is the thing. When you have your best high-leverage guy, you don't want to have him always as your closer. You want to keep him when he's available, and that could be your most high-leverage inning. That could be in the 7th. That could be in the 8th. That could even be in the 6th, and you want him to face the top of the order of the opposing team. So I want the flexibility with Daniel Hudson. I want to maintain that flexibility, and I do think I agree with you. He is capable of stepping in there. We saw him get big saves for the Nationals there in 2019. So he's a guy, a double TJ guy. I mean, he's really persevered. I mean, got to give him all the credit in the world. But, I think I'm cool with him as the Dodgers' really go-to high-leverage guy. We did get some good news on Blake Treinen. It does look like there's a chance that he will be back this year, and that will change everything for this Dodgers bullpen. Here we go. Trade for Shane Bieber. That's an interesting one. And look, Shane Bieber, he's had a little bit of a velo drop, but I mean, he's a name that could also be included. I should drop this trade video right now. Cesar Torres, Wes Parker. Time to fire Team Ruiz. If we fire Roberts, who is going to be our PR rep, I can just tell you right now, the Dodgers have zero intention or conversations internally about replacing Dave Roberts. I mean, he hasn't lost the locker room or the clubhouse or anything like that. I mean, you forget, this Dodger team lost 15 of 20 games last year, and they went on to tie the franchise record with 106 wins. What happened when they won 104 games in 2017? They had 11 straight game losing streak. So it happens. It's baseball. But remember Chris Taylor, make a bobblehead of Chan-Ho Park. kicking Tim Belcher. That was a great memory. By the way, that was during that Think Blue week where they were wearing those alternate blue uniforms and those Dodgers hats that had the silver bills. Does anyone remember those Dodgers hats that had the silver bills and they had the interlocking silver LA? Honestly, underrated hat. I actually like those. Takashi Saito, Grady Little, Robert Stoll second. Yeah, he absolutely did. Kenny Landau, yeah, hey, there's some good ones here. Tim, how about Kenny Lofton? Why not? Great. But yep, guys, hey, I can hang out with you guys all night, but I'm going to let you go and enjoy the rest of your night. But the Dodgers get the win. They are tied for first place in the NL West with the San Diego Padres. Padres at 38-23. Tony Gonsolin, he was outstanding once again. He lowered his ERA to a MLB low 1.42. He's a legitimate Cy Young candidate. He deserves consideration to be the National League starter in the All-Star game. And I think Tony Gonsolin's a guy that he was fantastic. Goes 6 1/3, had 6 punchies, allowed no runs, and he was sensational. He recorded his first out in the 7th inning since September 15th of 2020. Like I said, the time is meow. And very excited about the progress he's made this season. The Dodgers, I mean, who knows? I don't know where they would be without Tony Gonsolin, but definitely wouldn't be tied for first place. I can guarantee you, Cat. No, but yeah, see you guys next time. Thanks again for the stream. Yeah, anytime, Alex. I mean, we're rocking more shows this year more than ever. Thanks to you guys. So keep dropping those comments. Keep hitting that like button for you guys. And also tell your friends, tell your family that are Dodger fans to subscribe to the channel at youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. For all this Dodgers news, rumors, hype videos, interviews, breakdowns, and more all season long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And until next time, stay cool, you too, Diego. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time.